Hi everyone, so I said after my last video that I was going to make a video on how to stop fearing intrusive thoughts because I got a lot of positive feedback on my last video and I want to say thank you for that, but I think quite a few people were confused about what to do moving forward because I can tell you 1,000 times, intrusive thoughts don't manifest, but it can be hard to kind of internalize this because you've been told so much the opposite, and you may have consumed a lot of manifestation content that tells you that your thoughts are powerful and your thoughts create everything. So it can take time to kind of reprogram your mind to believe the opposite, which is the truth. And if you believe they'll manifest, they're not going to manifest anyway, because that's just not how it works. These thoughts, you can't give these thoughts power. It's you that has power. But these thoughts can still feel very real, even though they're not. So I'm going to help you to stop fearing them and give you some practical tips on how to do so. So the first thing is that understanding the kind of mind-body connection really helps, because thoughts are just thoughts, right? An intrusive thought is no different to a random thought you have about, oh, that's a funny car. If you see a funny car and your brain thinks that's a funny car, there's no difference to thinking this intrusive thought. The difference is that it's how we respond to this thought, and the way that our body responds to this thought. Because if you think about something, or not you, but if you get an intrusive thought that's really scary, our body responds to this thought because we have this thing called mind-body connection. So our body responds to thoughts as if they are real, because it doesn't know any difference. It's part of the same organism that your brain is, this one body mind. So therefore, if a scary thought comes up, your body will react to that thought with a feeling of fear and anxiety, because it thinks that there is a threat there, when really there is no threat, because it's just a thought. It's not real and it's not happening. So we need to train our mind and train our bodies to realize that there is actually no threat. So when the intrusive thought happens, you have to realize, okay, this is an intrusive thought, and your body will probably produce a feeling of fear and anxiety in response to this thought, especially if you've been having this intrusive thought a lot, and every time you've been fearing it and having anxiety towards it, the fear probably might be very intense. So when you have the intrusive thought, your job is to recognize, I'm having an intrusive thought. I know this is not going to manifest, no matter what my mind is telling me. And then observe the feelings in your body that your body produces as a response to this thought. You do not have to become this anxiety. This anxiety is not you. It's not who you are. It's not real. It's just your body basically doing its job, which is to produce emotion. But emotions are supposed to last only 90 seconds. So if you just observe this feeling without labeling it, without panicking, oh my gosh, I'm having this anxiety, just observe this feeling, I promise you it's going to go away. And it will just dissolve and fizzle out. And it will make you realize that this thought is powerless and it never had power in the first place. It's just a thought. Remember, it's it comes from the same place as the thought that thinks about the funny car. It's just one of them has fear attached to it because it's about something that you probably don't want to happen and something that scares you, but it's not real. Remember, you're only having the anxious response because your brain thinks it's real. And before every emotion, there usually comes a thought. So one of the reasons why you might be getting anxious is that you have these intrusive thoughts, and then you have another thought that tells you that this is going to manifest, because we've all been there, we've all been told these lies, and unfortunately, a lot of us believe them, which is not your fault, because there's just so much misinformation. So you might get the thought that, oh my gosh, this is going to manifest. That's still a thought. That's still a thought that is categorized with the rest of your random intrusive thoughts that is just junk thoughts. This thought has no truth to it. This thought is only coming up because this is how your brain has been programmed to think based on the information you have received. So when this thought comes up and you have the anxiety, you can just gently tell yourself, that's not true. I know this is not true. I'm going to observe this fear. I'm going to observe this anxiety that comes up. I'm going to let it have its 90 seconds and run out. And then I'm going to move on with my day. And by doing this practice, we are retraining our brains and our minds and our bodies to realize that there is no threat, there is no danger. The original intrusive thoughts that are telling us that bad things are happening is not true. It's just a thought. We can watch this anxiety. We can detach ourselves from these emotions because we know why they're happening. We know that it's just the body responding. We can let it have its moment. We know that these thoughts are just thoughts. They have no truth. They have no credibility. Our brain is just a thought-making machine. It's just an organ that doesn't know anything better than the information that it's given. And we can let that pass. And then if another thought comes up that says, oh, but this is going to manifest, we can say, look, we know the facts. We know that it requires intention. And you can revisit my video as long as you want. You can write down the points. Actually, I might do that. I might write down the key points from my video and I'll put them on like a notes page so you can screenshot it and just look at it whenever you want. In case you don't have time to watch the video, you can be like, look, I know the facts. It's not going to happen. I can calm down, take some deep breaths, observe the anxiety as well. Just watch it in your body and kind of like try not to resist it, almost become curious. Okay, what's this feeling? What's this emotion that's visiting my body right now? And just watch it and it will pass. I promise you, as long as you just stay the watcher of the emotion and don't become the emotion. And again, like I said, by doing this, we are retraining our brains to realize that there is no threat. These thoughts are not going to manifest. These thoughts were just coming up because that's what we've been told, but we can tell ourselves something new, a new story, a new truth, which is that these thoughts have no power. I'm the one with power. These thoughts are just thoughts, and I can let them pass now, and I can think about something that makes me happy. Another thing that's super, super helpful is you can actually use manifestation and affirmations to your advantage to kind of create a new version of yourself that is not afraid of intrusive thoughts. And this really, really helped me when I was dealing with this, was affirming a new state of being. So if I found myself, feeling anxious about the thoughts, I would affirm to myself, I'm not scared of intrusive thoughts. I'm not scared of intrusive thoughts. I know they're not real. I know they're not real. And by affirming this, you're kind of creating a new belief, and you're also creating a new state of being. You're kind of reprogramming your mind and yourself to be a new version of yourself that isn't afraid of these thoughts. And something that's really going to help you is I have a separate affirmation channel which has robotic affirmations, and I uploaded a video about how to stop fearing intrusive thoughts, and the video contains really helpful affirmations. I can't remember exactly what they are. It's something like, I'm not scared of intrusive thoughts, I know they won't manifest, these thoughts have no power over me, and something along those lines. And you can just listen to this tape whenever you want, as much as you want, and it will help relax you and help over time you form these new beliefs and this new version of yourself that isn't scared of these thoughts. I'm gonna link the video maybe somewhere on the screen, but I'll definitely put it in the description box. So genuinely go after watching this and start watching this video. I promise it's gonna help you. If you don't feel like it helps the first couple times, just keep watching, keep persisting, because by listening to this over and over again, you're going to reprogram your beliefs. And this just helped me so much. And I found myself thinking these thoughts automatically, like, oh, there's nothing to be afraid of. I know these thoughts don't manifest, these thoughts aren't my thoughts. And it really, really helps. So that's also something that you can try. Another recommendation I have is to try something called EFT tapping. If you don't know what this is, it's called emotional freedom technique, and it's basically a mixture of psychology and acupuncture. So you deal with a kind of cognitive behavioral therapy, so you're kind of replacing negative beliefs with positive ones, and also stimulating your meridian points at the same time. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but you can research on EFT tapping if you'd like. And there's a really, really helpful video by this woman called Jennifer Harmony, which is about how to heal your intrusive thoughts. I'm going to also put that in the description box. and you guys can just try all these different techniques, see what works for you. I honestly think all of them together work really, really well. The EFT tapping is specifically useful if you're in a moment of anxiety. I mean, the technique I told you at the beginning, which is observing the anxiety, should work by itself, but this can just help you even more. So in the EFT tapping, you just follow along where she taps and repeat the statements that she repeats. And it might seem strange at first, but it's such a powerful technique. EFT tapping is so helpful for so many different issues. Anytime I have any issue, I use this, and it's great. You can also use one for fear and anxiety. This also really, really helps. So yeah, I will link that in the description as well. Definitely give it a go. And my last recommendation is actually a book, which I've replied to a few of you in the comments and recommended this book already, but it's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This is such a life-changing book, and so many of the things that I've learned and the kind of wisdom that I share with other people is from this book, and just about thoughts and the mind and feelings and emotion. It truly is a life-changing book, and I'd love to talk more about it on this channel, and I'll definitely do more videos in the future. But this is like a good little homework for you watching, is to get this book and read it. It gives you so much peace. It makes you realize that, you know, your thoughts, there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. You're in control of your mind and of your body. And I've mentioned quite a lot this concept of being the observer of the mind and kind of stepping back and watching these thoughts. And this book really, really goes into detail about this even more. So yeah, definitely get that book. And on that note, I'm going to end this video here. I'm a little bit sick, so sorry if my voice has been a bit different than the last time. But I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know in the comments and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. And please let me know how you get on with all of those things. Definitely give them a try and be consistent with it, because some people might try it and be like, it didn't help me, but it will work. You just have to keep going with it, and I promise you, you're going to get through this. You're going to be fine. You're going to be free from this. I was in a crippling state, and I never thought I would be free, and I got myself out of it by myself. So if I can do this by myself, you can 100% do this with the help and love and guidance of the people around you. And I'm always here. Just comment anytime and I can help you with anything. So yeah, thanks for watching again, and I hope you have a wonderful day.